I went down a rabbit hole. I shouldn't have gone down a rabbit hole, but I went down a rabbit hole about the next Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 2025. And what if I told you after everything that I went down through, I don't think anyone is right about the next Call of Duty game. You see, when leaks started to come out about Call of Duty 2025, which everyone is assuming to be Black Ops 7, there was two things that were said. Number one is that it was a sequel to Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now, Black Ops 2 took place in the year 2025. As you know, that is this year. And it starred the character by the name of David Mason, who is, of course, Alex Mason's son. So based off of this information, everyone assumed that number one, this was a Black Ops game, and number two was most likely to be called Black Ops 7 because, of course, Black Ops 6 took place this year. Since then, there has been a couple more leaks. Number one, that this game is going to take place in the year 2035, and number two, that it was going to include things like wall running, potentially boost jumps, and take place in that futuristic setting. But here's the thing. What if I told you that I don't think this game is going to be called Black Ops 7, and not only that, it might not even be called Black Ops whatsoever? And there's a few different reasons and things that I have found regarding this. Let me explain. So to fully understand this, we have to take a look back at last year. Last year, we got a little game known as Modern Warfare 3. Now, looking back on this game as of now, people generally speaking have a pretty good sentiment, at least regarding the multiplayer side of things. But that wasn't always the case. When this game was launched, it came out the following year to Modern Warfare 2. Now, Modern Warfare 2 had a lot of problems. The critical acclaim of it after the launch of it was not very good. The sales of it were fantastic, but once the game came out, they made a lot of decisions like slowing down the movement of the game, removing things like slide canceling, making it so that weapons kind of jumped around more, and there was more visual clutter on screen. So after this, the community sentiment for a Modern Warfare game went down. But lo and behold, the game that they had planned for the next year was the next Modern Warfare game. Now, it was originally rumored that that game was set to be DLC for Modern Warfare 2, but as it turns out, they ended up launching a full game known as Modern Warfare 3. Now, with this, we saw an extremely lackluster campaign that really nobody liked, but the multiplayer was well supported. But even though it was well supported, the game sold less. It never hit the peak numbers that a game normally hits at the launch of a Call of Duty game. So therefore, launching a game by a very similar title back-to-back, or a sequel back-to-back for Call of Duty, doesn't appear to work very well, at least for the marketing side of things. Now, if you don't remember, what happened at the launch of Modern Warfare 3 is every single person was saying, this is a $70 DLC, we don't want this, blah, 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 blah. Well, if history was to repeat itself and they released Black Ops 6 this year and then are coming out with Black Ops 7 in a couple months from now, don't you think they would realize that this is the exact same thing that they did the year before, and the community sentiment behind it isn't going to be good, and it is not going to sell well either whatsoever? You would think that they would understand that. Yet, based off of everything we're hearing, this game is supposed to be Black Ops 7. Hence why I'm saying I truly don't believe they're going to go Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. But that lends to the question, does that mean they're going to do something like they did with Black Ops 5, aka Black Ops Cold War, where they put a different name on it, like for example Call of Duty Black Ops Future War or something along those lines? Well, they might actually be doing something a little more akin to that than you may realize. You see, if we go back to the year 2019, at that point they introduced a little something called Warzone, and as we know, we have seen a return to form with Warzone in the following year with the return of Verdansk. But after this time, we had some different games. For example, we had Black Ops Cold War. Now, in Black Ops Cold War, for the first time ever, we saw a Modern Warfare character brought into the game. And if you don't know what that is, Imran Zakhaev, a character who was in the original Modern Warfare trilogy and alluded to within the reboot of that series, was brought in and can be seen in the KGB mission of that game. And then in the following year after that, we had Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, in Call of Duty Vanguard, they brought in this character known as Butcher, and that crossover led into Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, with the characters meeting Butcher at the kind of end of the Warzone story, leading into Vanguard and leading into the Caldera. So basically, what I am telling you is that they eventually made this little known thing that we now know as the Call of Duty Cinematic Universe. So at this point, almost every Call of Duty game that has ever been made is now in one continuous timeline. So we know that the crossover between Modern Warfare and Black Ops already exists. However, the one difference is we never really got a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 2 that took place around the same time period as Modern Warfare. But as we know, with Black Ops 2 taking place in the year 2025 and the next game stated and leaked to be taking place in 2035, well, now it is taking place in the same time period. And characters like Captain Price, Alex, or Farah could very well be in military operations in the year 2035. Now here's where things get really interesting, because I reached out to a couple of leakers and I reached out to a couple of data miners because I wanted to be sure that this theory actually made a little bit of sense. I essentially asked them, what are the things that have actually been leaked and kind of confirmed to be leaked? And those revolve around, number one, this game is going to be made by Treyarch, hence where the name Black Ops comes in. Number two, it's supposed to take place in kind of the future, 2035. And number three, that it was supposed to be, but it might not be now, a sequel to Black Ops 2. So all of these things put together, that is how we got to the name Black Ops 7. That is how we got to the idea that this was going to be a continuation of Black Ops 2. But this has never been officially confirmed in a way where it has been data mined that the name is Black Ops 7, or even data mined that the next game is said to be a Black Ops game. We might not be getting a Black Ops game. We might, in fact, be getting some sort of crossover between the Modern Warfare universe and between Black Ops. Now, there is some questions I have with that, because the game after that year is supposed to be a Modern Warfare game, and I don't think they would want to step on the toes of that. But let's real quickly look at how the setting of a game in 2035 could actually look. So first of all, assuming it is a sequel to Black Ops 2, based off of the canon ending that makes the most sense with everything we know in the Black Ops universe, the most likely canon ending is actually Alex Mason being dead and David Mason retiring from the SEALs.
I get it now. He loved you, kid. I know. This is the price we pay for what we do. I'm done, Sarge. Good. He's happy to hear that. You talking to the dead now, Sarge? Nah. They talk to me.
Now that is in the year 2025, which means there is 10 years between that and when the next game would pick up. It is said, based again off of leaks, that David Mason is supposed to be a part of the story, but it is also said that Raul Menendez might be a part of this story, as well as the Cordis Die movement. Now, just to throw an idea out there, the original Cordis Die movement actually started on June 19th, 2025. So if it is involved in the next game, we might see something come out on that day. So mark June 19th on your calendar. Nothing confirmed there whatsoever, but very well might be something along those lines coming out. Now, if we are getting Raul Menendez, this is someone who the CIA would be involved with. And in the Modern Warfare universe, the main characters that we have working with the CIA include Kate Laswell and Alex. And I personally think Alex would be the best possible fit for a character to cross over between the two, because Alex has now been confirmed to kind of always be doing his own thing, currently working with Farah Karim, with the Urzikstan Liberation Forces, things along those lines, could very well be brought in with a little crossover with Raul Menendez and maybe even Mason. But the thing that I will say is, in Black Ops 2, David Mason was a part of SEAL Team 6, the Navy SEALs. And really, the only other time that the Navy SEALs have been brought in a Call of Duty game is actually the original Modern Warfare trilogy. And even in that, they really weren't a part of the game too much. Sometimes when we saw like the deep sea divers, that would be SEAL Team coming in. So it really hasn't been a common thing outside of Black Ops 2. But again, he could come back working for the CIA or something if he decides to come back from retirement. So am I saying that this next game is confirmed to be a Modern Warfare and Black Ops crossover? No, absolutely not. But based off of some things that we have seen in game, it is possible. For example, on Dealership, you can actually see a logo on Dealership for Barkov's forces. Roman Barkov, one of the main villains within Modern Warfare 2019. On top of that, as of right now, the only bunker, and I talked about this on Wednesday in Wednesday's video, the only bunker that hasn't been open is bunker 00 or 0. And on said bunker, there is a logo for the hacker that is from Rebirth Island that has to do with Vladimir Makarov. And of course, with Verdansk was originally raided by Vladimir Makarov, which we saw in the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. But it's the only bunker that hasn't been open, and maybe this is going to tie in with a big reveal for the next game, which as of right now, we are all guessing is probably going to happen in August, just like it did for Modern Warfare 3, and I'm thinking will likely be an event that takes place on Verdansk. Maybe that is the thing that ties these two games together. But needless to say, I truly don't believe that Black Ops 7 will be the name of the game. I think it's most likely to be a Black Ops game, but I don't know if they'll fully go with the sequel name Black Ops 7 after they saw the backlash with the DLC or $70 DLC with what we saw for Modern Warfare 3. So just keep in mind, none of the leaks have confirmed the name Black Ops 7. And in fact, none of the leaks have even confirmed the name Black Ops. So that is still up in the air. We know it's made by Treyarch, know the year 2035, and we know that it's supposed to be a futuristic Call of Duty game, or at least somewhat futuristic. That is all we know for now. But stay tuned, because this weekend we have Summer Games Fest, and it very well might be possible that we get a trailer, a teaser, maybe even just a name reveal, but I'm still thinking August or June 19th if they're doing a Cordis Die thing. If no June 19th, maybe they don't involve Cordis Die. But that's all we know for now. That's the information that I've found. Let me know what you're thinking after this video, and until next time.